Hi, this is Larissa from Baselane. Today I'm going to show you the tenant portal. So when your tenant receives the email invite from Baselane with the activation link, they will click on the link, create their account, and this is the first welcome they will receive. They can follow the step-by-step guide. They'll click next. This will be where their invoices live. They will have access to their current invoice as well as future invoices. They will also have a payment history to show anything that they've paid in Baselane. We will record that for them in the payment history section so they can always look back and check what have they paid within our platform. Details, this will be details about the rent collection terms, the property, the landlord details, how much rent is, and so forth. Adding a payment method, they have two options. They can pay for free with ACH, providing their account number and routing number, or connecting to Plaid, a secured third-party provider that has several banking relationships with different banking institutions where they can find their bank, put in their credentials, and connect that way. I would recommend that as it's the easiest option. They can also pay debit or credit card, but there is a 2.99% processing fee charged to the tenant if they pay debit or credit. We're all set. Again, invoices, they'll have access to all of their invoices, even existing as well as future. They can look at their details, see what the rent amount is, if there is additional fees, when is the due date, and so forth. They can enroll in autopay. This means they will select their payment method. They will select the date that they would like to autopay to begin. And remember, autopay is essentially saying we're going to choose the day 2 days before the due date, 3 days before, even a day before the due date to start receiving the funds out of their account, and they don't have to come into Baselane and pay the rent. Autopay means we're going to pay the rent. The rent is always going to be paid on auto, so they do not have to go into Baselane ever. It's sort of like a set it and forget it. Again, it's super important to understand though, if they do select autopay, the funds are going to be removed from their account a few days before rent is due. Again, they'll also have a preview of their payment history, or just show the payments that they've made through Baselane. So it will live in this section here. Anything that they've paid, they can reference, they can click details, see when that invoice was paid. They can also click details, which will tell you more about your rent collection terms. When is the rent due? How much is rent? If there's late fees, if there was a deposit held, and so forth. Landlord details will live in this section. And again, as far as payment method goes, very similar to how landlords connect their accounts. The tenant will click on add payment method, can click on bank account. Again, if this is the easiest method, and they can connect with Plaid. Plaid is a secured third-party provider. If they hit continue, they can find their banking institution here if applicable, or search it. Once they find their institution, they'll put their credentials in, and then they'll be able to have their banking details in here for a free way to pay their rent. They can also pay rent with or manually add their account number and routing number. Please note, if they add their account number and routing number, we will send micro deposits into that bank account to confirm that this is their bank account. They will need to provide the micro deposits or enter the micro deposits into Baselane in order to add that payment method. So I would say it's pretty simple to connect with Plaid if applicable, if they have that banking institution, or they can manually add their account, or of course they can pay debit or credit card. But remember, there's a 2.99% processing fee charged if they pay debit or credit. Other than that, it's pretty much it. It's a simple platform, very easy to use. Our tenants love it and look forward to having your tenants enjoy Baselane as well. If they ever have any questions, please have them click on the little circle icon here. This is our support box. They can schedule a support call with us. They can look at FAQs. They can even message our team. But we're here to help and happy to have you on board.